Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a minute. I think it's been 3 days since I've uploaded. Instead of doing like a vlog, I did that cast video. If you didn't watch it, go watch it. I did a pretty deep dive into cast and what all that was about. So you can go check it. I'll probably put it in this whichever corner. I'll put it up there. Right, first thing on the agenda today. I had a lot of stuff going on. Part of the reason I didn't upload is because I had a game. I had my first game. I didn't get any footage of that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and record my next game, which is tomorrow, but this video is not about that. This video is about organization tips for IB. And some of the organization tips that I've been using as I'm going through to get my diploma. The first thing I want to talk about is binders. Binders are super important for every subject. I use binders for all of my classes, and instead of having one big one where I keep a bunch of papers in it, I have ones dedicated to each class. So that way, if I have any like homework, I can just put it into that binder. If I have anything like, and if I'm on a rush to get to my next class, I can just slap it into my binder and then get going, and then I can reorganize it later when I get home or something. They are really useful, and if you're not already using binders, I would highly recommend to get them. Binders are decently cheap. They're not like too expensive. My binders, I think that I have, my first one was free. My chemistry teacher gave it to me because she had extras. And my second one I bought for like $3 maybe. Another tip that I've been personally using is colored paper clips. And this is really helpful for like homework or projects or anything like that. I have them color coded. So red means that it's homework that I haven't done yet. Blue means it's homework that I've completed. And green is like labs that I've done in chemistry. And I find that organizing all of my stuff this way, it's really efficient just to like when I'm going through my stuff to look and see, oh, this is homework I haven't done, this is homework I have done, you know? And it also keeps multiple pages together because when you're doing homework, I find it's rare that I'm gonna use one sheet of paper, especially since I write quite big. So I'm constantly using like a lot of paper, and to keep all of it organized and like put together is really useful. It's also super useful to have them color coded, so that way if you're like quickly looking for something, you can say, oh, I need to ask my teacher about this. I can take this and then put it into where all my other red paper clips are. And then as soon as I get to class, I can reach for it and I know that it's the sheet I'm talking about because it has the red paper clip. Because 99% of the sheets that you get in school are going to be white and black. So it's so efficient not having to like actually open it up and read it, and you just know, right? You just know, and it's super helpful. Something else that I've been using in my classes is a pencil pouch. This is just kind of something that I have my paper clips in, my pencils in, my erasers in, white out, anything that I can really like, anything that I think I would need, I would just put it into the pouch. These are super useful. They have a bunch of different designs, so you can get one that you think looks cool and has enough pockets and stuff like that. And they can pretty much hold like anything. Like you can put things that are like super big inside of them, and because of the material that most of them are made out of, they'll just like stretch to support it. And yeah, the only thing that I haven't been able to put in there is a ruler. And even at that point, I just kind of put it in my backpack because it doesn't really take up that much space. Also, it's good with like weight on your backpack because you don't want a heavy backpack when you're carrying it around from class to class, because that just makes going through school even more demotivating. If you just have like, let's say you have 2 classes in the morning, you have 2 binders and a pencil pouch, that's maybe like 6 pounds on your back. That's not a lot. And you carry that throughout the day. And then at lunchtime, you go to your locker, you switch it out for the next classes that you have. And it's pretty simple, it's pretty efficient. And having like multiple small things to carry around is a lot better than having one huge binder. They're also helpful for if you like using mechanical pencils because you can keep a bunch of extra lead inside the pencil pouches. The last thing we're going to be talking about is a filer. This is just like something where you can put like sheets into. Like after my because right now in this semester I have ChemHL and BioHL. After these classes are done for this semester, I'm going to take all of my notes and put them into that filer so that way I can reuse those binders for the classes I have next semester. Another benefit about using a filer like this is that in case like you're like me and you're constantly getting your bag wet, whether this just be walking through the rain because you live far from your school, or just constantly spilling stuff in your backpack, which is what I personally do a lot. The binder is they're not waterproof, but like most of the time they're not made out of like paper or something like that. They're made out of like a plastic. So the water won't like seep through and get anything wet that you put on the inside of it. These are also pretty decently cheap too. I picked them up at the dollar store. I don't even know how much it was. It was probably around $2 to $4, which isn't really that bad for how much you're going to be using it over the 2 years. And when you're a high school student, especially in IB, most of the time you're not going to really be having a job, and sometimes you just don't have cash like that. So be able to have like stuff that's pretty cheap and affordable, and even if it does get broken, you get a new one because they're that cheap, but they're still they're decent quality for how much you're paying. And yeah, they're pretty great. I highly recommend, whether you are making $1 million a year or $20K a year, to buy your school supplies at like, I think it's called Dollar General in the States, or Dollar Store here in Canada, because most of the time it's great quality, and some of the times I see the same stuff that I see in Walmart and it's just 20 times more expensive. Like sometimes I'll see monthly planners, which I've been using as like a lab book for BioHL, and in Walmart a similar one is like $20-$30 when the one I picked up in dollar store is $5. Like, and it's great quality and it has everything that I would need, and it has a cool design on the front, so what more can you really ask for? Some things that I would recommend having as you're going through the course that I personally don't have but I'm trying to get is a laptop or an iPad or something like that, just to look up just to be able to have access to the internet in class, or to be able to copy down slides at your own pace. There are a lot of kids who, like, in my ChemHL class especially, they'll have the notes out open on their phone and they'll just go at their own pace copying down the notes in class, and they won't like stick with the teacher, which is okay, I guess, especially since most of the time lectures are the entire class. Like you don't have time to do homework during the class, so they're kind of, yeah, like having something like that is really good, and having it on like a big screen is really cool. Something else I would recommend is having a clear ruler. Clear ruler is really helpful when doing measurement questions, because if your ruler is like a solid color, you can't really, like, you'll know when the drawing starts and stops, but you'll be more accurate if you have a clear ruler, because you can see through, so you can see like exactly where it stops. And especially on questions where like the margins, like the acceptable margins of errors are really small, accuracy really does matter in science. So I would highly recommend picking up a clear ruler. They're super cheap. They also come at the dollar store. Yeah, those are kind of all the tips that I have today. If I discover any more, I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll make a second video. Thank you for like all the support. I don't know how many views I'm getting. I think one of my last videos got 9, which is kind of crazy considering I just sit and talk in my basement. I'm really grateful. I really do appreciate it, and I'm glad to know that I'm probably helping one person, which was the entire point of this YouTube channel, to have like a guide through IB, because I couldn't really find one. I could find days in the life, but like I personally like tutorials that go step by step in full detail, and it doesn't get much more full detail than going over your entire day in IB like every 3 or 4 days. The goal was initially to do every single day. I think I'm going to be able to get back on that. Maybe starting next week I can get back on that, but I don't know. We're going to have to see. Also, this isn't really an organization tip, but I find that customizing your stuff, like if you buy a binder and it's like just a blank cover, like maybe putting something on the front of it to make it look cool. This is just something personally I like to do, because like just kind of like that pop of color or like that cool textures or something like that in class kind of keeps you like more invested in the class. Or maybe this is just the me thing. I kind of like it. I plan to do this for all my binders, just to draw something on the front to make it look cool. Maybe to get like a bunch of people who are in my class to sign on it or something like that. I don't know. That kind of sounds really cringy now that I've said it out loud, but yeah. Alright, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. I will probably not upload tomorrow, but I will upload... What day will that be? Thursday? I will upload Thursday, guaranteed. I don't know what it's going to be about. It's probably just going to be another type of this video, but yeah. And B-roll coming soon. Alright, goodbye guys.